All right, I am going to do a notebook insert. If you have a printer, you can do what I did and take this note sheet and I literally just took it, printed it out, and then cut it in here the way we do in school. If not, you can do what I've done for division before. It's just like take your notes on your own page. Okay? So I'm going to get started. Before I do though, I am going to ask if you do this. So I'm on unit 5 now, and I'm on page 67. So just a reminder, and sorry, I'm getting something to help me film these, but this went all the way to page 66, unit 4 did. And so now this starts on page 67, just to kind of keep this going nice and organized. Okay, so anyway, now I'll go back to my page 67 and start my notes, okay? So we went over this yesterday when we made the anchor chart, but I just want to go over a few. I want to like make sure your notes are in here and that we're clear. So an endpoint is just that it's an end. It's a point that tells that it ends. It doesn't go on. Array has one endpoint, and then in one direction it keeps on going. It can go, so all of these are arrays. It ends, but in the other direction it keeps on going on. Okay, so array has an endpoint, and the other side of it is a line that continues. Okay, so an angle is actually made up of two arrays. Okay, so an endpoint and a line that keeps going is array, and then another one, an endpoint and that keeps going, is array. So it's two rays that share the same endpoint, okay? And so depending on these angles, so the angle is this inside piece. A lot of times actually they mark it as this, like, so like this might be, let's call it A. It'll look like this, angle A. Okay, let me draw another one. So array and array, and ooh, sometimes if you have a perfect one, it maybe we'll call this C. They'll say angle C. Okay, so it's just kind of getting used to the math terms and the way things look. Okay, so this again is just a review. Zero angle. A zero angle means it has no degrees. So I draw a ray because I'm going to make an angle. So I know a ray has two angles. I draw a ray. Now, if I draw one going this way, that means it would be the whole thing. Well, but this is 0 degrees, no degrees. So a ray, here's the same endpoint, and a ray again. So it's a ray with another ray going the exact same direction. It has no opening, 0 opening, okay? Acute angle is less than 90, not 90. So it's everything basically from a 0 to an 89 degree angle, okay? So sometimes you can just see it. You can see like, oh, okay, that's a ray and a ray. This angle is definitely bigger than 0 because there is an opening, but it's definitely not 90 because it doesn't look like this, a perfect square. Some of them you can't really see. Like, let's just pretend I used a protractor and this looks close to 90, but I might measure this and say, oh, it's 87 degrees. And so it is not yet 90, so it is acute. And like I said, I think of, oh, it's so cute. Okay, it's so cute. It's so little. It's so small. Okay, so that's the smallest type of angle. Just like we say things are cute, like a puppy and a baby, things that are very small a lot of times. Okay? A right angle is a perfect square. So if I have my, so I always think like if I have like my Post-its, okay, a square has right angle there. So this is a 90 degree angle. Okay, it's got one here. 90 degree angle. It's got one here. 90 degree angle, and it's got one here. Oh my goodness, I can't write and hold this phone at the same time. 90 degree angle. So if you think about it, a square's inside angles are actually 90 times 4, right? Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So the inside of a square 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 9, 9, 18, 27, 36. A square is inside measure 360, and we use that little symbol, degrees, okay? So a right angle is exactly 90, and I also want you to remember that it is marked, so there's my endpoint, it's a lot of times marked with this square, okay, just to show. And now I keep drawing them perfect like this. It can go this way, okay, there's that marking. It can go, okay, square that way, okay, so it doesn't just have to always lay perfectly like that, okay. So that's exactly 90 degrees. This is 0 to 89 degrees. This one, obtuse. I think of something like a tuba is a big instrument, okay? Angles that measure more than 90 but less than 180, okay? So more than 90. So again, sometimes I see something like this and I'm like, wait a minute. I know that if I hold this up, yeah, that opening, that angle or that opening is bigger. It's almost like that's 90 plus, like, I don't know if I had to guess, like 20 maybe? A protractor will help us get exact. But, so obtuse is a big opening, more than 90. And remember our symbols. Sometimes our symbols are important. So just if you need to remember, this is the less than symbol, and this is the greater than symbol, okay? So sometimes you'll use those. So this is angles that are greater than 90 degrees, where acute is angles that are less than 90 degrees. Okay, so again, I think you know this by now, but be taking notes with me. Okay, so obtuse, everything up until 180. So 180, it almost looks like a zero angle. Okay, there was like nothing in there, 0 degrees. But a 180, and I'm just going to take my notes here for 180. A 180, okay, let me draw my ray one way. A 180 has a ray going one way and then the other ray going the other way. And it's this whole thing. And I want to show you something. If you think about this line down the middle, this would be a perfect 90 degrees. I can even hold this up. Oh yeah, that's a perfect 90 degrees. Hey, this one would be a perfect 90 degrees. Yep. So 90 degrees and 90 degrees. And if you think about 90 degrees and 90 degrees together, 90 plus 90 is 180. It makes a straight opening. Okay? So I want you to think about a circle, and I know this isn't on our note sheet. A circle would be, and then we talked about this yesterday in the anchor chart, a circle would be one of these 180s, okay, one of these 180 degrees, and another one of these 180 degrees. And if you add 180 plus 180, you get 360 degrees. So a circle inside measurement is actually 360 degrees, okay? So I'm glad you have these notes. So go ahead and move on to the next part of the task. And hopefully you guys are feeling good with this. So by the time we move on tomorrow, you're feeling like, okay, I get this stuff. I'm ready to move on to new vocabulary, new concepts. Okay, good job. And by the way, I am getting something to help me film better. So if you're getting a little dizzy by my phone, I'm holding and writing at the one hand's writing and the other hand's filming. So there will be improvement in that department in the next few days. Okay, excellent job, guys, and keep up the good work.